Hey, Sleeping Beauty, what are you doing?
Can you stop calling me Sleeping Beauty? I haven't had a good sleep in weeks. I'm very uncomfortable. I'm bloated.
I am not surprised. That's what happens to pregnant women when they eat so much and refuse to exercise. To make matters worse, you just lie down immediately after you eat.
That's not true.
Anyway, what are you doing? The plates for yesterday's event still haven't been washed? Who was gonna wash all those plates? Me?
I will do it, but I need a little help. Besides, you had over 30 guests yesterday just to celebrate the car your son bought for you, and your friends messed up the whole kitchen.
What do you mean? Do you want me to get my hands dirty washing those silly plates? That's your duty as my daughter-in-law. Besides, doing house chores is a perfect way for you to exercise. How are you going to get rid of the pregnancy fat if you don't work?
Pregnancy fat? I haven't even added any weight.
But you will. Every woman does. Now get your lazy butt from that bed, or I will report you to my son.
Lazy butt? I woke up at 6 a.m. to make pasta for you as you asked me to. I checked the kitchen 15 minutes ago and you haven't even touched it.
Well, I don't feel like eating pasta anymore. I will make something else. Or maybe when you are done with the dishes and you still have some of that strength left, you can help with that.
What? Do you even care about me? I am 8 weeks pregnant, for crying out loud.
You are my daughter-in-law, and I care. I am doing all this for you. When I was pregnant, I was doing a 9 to 5 while single-handedly running my business. I don't want a lazy wife for my son. Are you washing the plates or not?
Just give me 15 minutes. I need to rest.
No, 5 minutes.
Hey, Peter. Your mom is at it again.
What is it this time around?
This morning, she made me wash over 30 plates.
Why didn't you use the dishwasher?
Really? I told you it broke some weeks ago and you haven't replaced it yet.
Yeah, right. We'll do so.
Can you call her and stop her from making me sleep in the guest room tonight?
Guest room? What did you do? Did you offend her again?
Really? She is the one who offends me all the time. She makes my life a living hell, and it's been worse since I started carrying your child. Yet you do nothing about it.
Mom says you're always sleeping and eating. I don't even believe you washed those plates. She's just trying to help. Can you cooperate with her?
Geez, how can you say that? Anyway, can you tell her not to go ahead with the guest room thing? You know the bed there is bad.
Why does she even want you to sleep there?
Because her friends are coming over and she wants them to stay in my room. It's a very bad idea to sleep on that bed while I am pregnant with our baby. I'm definitely going to wake up with back pain.
You're doing it again.
Doing what?
Using the baby as an excuse to be lazy. I think Mom is right. I doubt she even asked you to sleep in the guest room. I'm having a busy night shift. I'll be back from the business trip in a few days. Text me if you need anything. I love you so much. Kisses.
You love me, yet you don't trust me? Peter?
Go to bed, sweetie. I'm sure you're in my room.
Wow. Just wow. I really hope you don't regret all this someday. Peter, I have been calling you, but you aren't picking up my calls. I'm so scared.
Hey, what's wrong? So sorry, I just got to my work desk.
I think I'm losing our baby. I'm so scared.
What?
Your mom eventually made me sleep in the guest room last night, and I was so uncomfortable on that horrible bed. I kept tossing all night. I just woke up now and noticed I bled a little. I've been calling your mom, but she isn't picking up. I'm having abdominal pains. I can't even walk. Please call her.
Calling her right away. I really hope you don't lose my baby.
Your mom is here. We are going to the hospital now.
Hey, Beatrice. You have been sulking since we returned from the hospital. You should be glad you didn't lose the baby.
I could have.
Well, you didn't. I am sure your sleeping posture caused this. You spend way too much time sleeping.
How could you say that? You spend more time sleeping than I do.
Anyway, what are you doing?
I am on bed rest as the doctor advised. I still had slight bleeding again this morning.
You heard what the doctor said. It's just subchorionic bleeding. Most women still go on to have healthy babies despite bleeding for months. Well, I really need your help.
Help? For what?
Well, I have an event to plan soon, so you need to go to my cake vendor and my fashion designer's shop to check out some outfits. When you are done with that, I need you to get about 15 items from the supermarket. I will send the shopping list shortly.
But all this will take several hours. I just don't have the time to do all of that.
Do you want me to lose the deal? The client is paying $1,000. I will hate you forever if you make me lose this deal.
But why can't you do all this by yourself?
I am meeting another client in an hour. I am going in my car. You can use an Uber to take you around. Call me if you need anything. Don't make any mistakes. Oh, before I forget, come to my room now. I have something you can use to help you stay strong and energetic throughout the day.
What's that?
It's a supplement. My friend made it.
Is it safe?
What sort of question is that? I will never give you something that will harm you. Don't keep me waiting, or I will let Peter know.
Hey, Helen. The music you're playing in your room is very, very loud. I have been screaming and calling your phone. Why haven't you picked up? I'm seriously bleeding. I'm having abdominal pain. Please come to my room now. Can you call Peter? He isn't answering his phone. Maybe he will answer your call. Helen!
Just saw your messages. I know you are trying to scare everyone again. I'm sure there is nothing wrong. I'll be there in a minute. I'm almost done munching these Pringles.
Peter? It's been about 10 hours since I got admitted to the hospital, and I haven't gotten a single call or text from you. I'm really scared. I feel so bad. I can't stop crying. I need you. I desperately need you, Peter.
Stop texting me!
What? Are you really saying this now?
What do you expect me to do? Clap for you? You lost my child, you lost my baby, my first child.
It's really nobody's fault. Perhaps the baby wasn't well positioned.
I got home this morning and my mom wouldn't stop crying. I lost my child and I spent the last 5 hours consoling my mom. Do you know how hard it is to see her cry?
What about me?
It's all your fault. You lost a child. I'm sure you didn't do everything my mom asked you to do. She said she caught you sleeping on your back so many times. She also said you were not careful when you tried to get up from the bed.
That's simply not true. I am your wife, Peter. I need you to trust me. Your mom overworked me. She made me do so many difficult tasks despite my condition.
Beatrice, are you really blaming my mom now for your shortcomings? Don't you dare. You're gonna make me hate you more than I already do.
You hate me?
Yes, I can't help it. You were careless. If you truly loved me, you would have been careful to preserve my child at all costs.
Peter, just come to the hospital. I understand that you are going through a rough patch now. Let's just see and talk things out. I'm sure everything will be fine when we see each other. I love you so much, Peter.
I loved you too, but now I regret that I ever did.
Peter, I don't understand where all of this is coming from. We promised to stand by each other, to never leave each other. We told ourselves that we couldn't live without each other. Think about all the good times we have shared.
I don't want to. You broke the promise when you carelessly lost my baby.
I'm sorry, Peter. Peter? Please respond. Peter, why did you come to the hospital when I was sleeping? Why didn't you ask the nurses to wake me up?
I came to see the nurses, not you. I can't bear to see the face of the woman who killed my child.
Oh my God, Peter, how can you say that?
Anyway, I left something for you with the nurses.
What's that?
Divorce papers.
What? Are you kidding?
That's the most stupid question you've ever asked me. I'm leaving you.
You are going to regret this, Peter.
I don't think so. Every time I think about you, I only remember you're the reason my first child is dead. I'm gonna take my mom on vacation so we can clear our heads.
She is responsible for this. She overworked me.
Lies!
Hello, Helen. I need to talk to you about something.
Look who finally decided to chat me up. It's been 2 months since you and my son got divorced. What do you want?
I think you are the devil. How can you pretend like you know nothing about the miscarriage?
Do I?
Yes, you know very well you caused it. You made me work too much and made me sleep on that horrible bed.
Aren't you over this already? Anything to duck your responsibilities, I see. Now I am tempted to block your stupid phone number for good.
Do whatever you want, but maybe you'll want to hear something first. I finally got my toxicology report today. I finally summoned the courage to go to the hospital and get it.
What does this have to do with me?
The reports show that there was a substance present in my body that caused my blood pressure to rise and ultimately resulted in the miscarriage. That was a supplement you gave me.
What supplement?
You know exactly the one I am talking about. The report showed the supplement contains substances that are unsafe for pregnant women. You must have known this, and yet you gave it to me.
I don't think taking the supplement just once harmed your baby. So what are you going to do?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am taking you to court.
Ha 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 ha. Silly girl. You don't even have any evidence.
Really? You think so?
Besides, Peter is really going to hate you if you drag his mom to court.
Peter? I'm not sure who that is. Is that an insect? See you in court.
Hey, sweetie.
Sweetie?
Beatrice, my mom is freaking out. She said you're taking her to court? Why are you doing this? Can you drop this case now?
Really? She sounded so bold when we chatted a few days ago.
Well, she is scared. Why didn't you ever mention the supplement she gave you? How could you keep such a thing from me?
You weren't ready to listen. You believed everything your mom told you.
You know what? I am sorry. Everything can still be amended. My mother doesn't have to go to court. We can get married again. We promise never to leave each other. We promise to fight for each other.
You broke that promise, Peter. I'll see you in court in 5 days.
Beatrice.
We already saw each other in court today. Why are you texting me again? You already made such a scene asking everyone to beg me to accept you back into my life. Aren't you bothered about your mom? She's spending the next 6 months of her life in prison. The judge was lenient because she claimed that she didn't know it would harm the baby.
She deserves to be in prison. She'll be fine. Let's talk about us.
Us? There is no us. What kind of man leaves his woman when she needs him the most? What kind of man divorces his wife right after she suffered a miscarriage?
A very stupid man. I messed up, Beatrice. I've never stopped loving you. I really don't see myself with anyone else. My mom even made me go on a date with her friend's daughter. We shared a kiss and it sucked. It was nothing compared to the magical way we kissed. I need you, Beatrice.
Wow. You were busy kissing other women while I was battling depression? Do you know how hard it was to deal with the loss of a child and having to go through a divorce at the same time? It got so bad I almost took my life. There is no going back. We are divorced, Peter.
I love you, Beatrice. The divorce made me realize that I'm incomplete without you. I should have trusted you.
I gave you so many chances, but you never valued what you had.
Let me make it up. I love you.
You only love me when it's convenient for you. That's not the kind of love I want. You left me first when I needed you the most. It's over. I need to heal and move on.
Beatrice, I'm sorry.
Peter kept trying to get back to me, but I made it clear that it was over. 6 months later, Helen was released from prison and she still wasn't sorry for everything that she did. Eventually, I moved to a different city, got a job, and I am talking to a new guy now. He is a kind man. We are friends for now. Maybe in the future something good will come out of it.
Hey Carol, can we talk? It's about us living together at my parents' place.
Hey Mark, not a good time. I'm headed to an important meeting. I really don't have time for this. Can we talk later? Besides, I thought we already talked about that. We agreed that we wouldn't live with your folks after getting married. You were okay with it. Why now?
Yeah, I know. But I got to thinking, I am the oldest, and also an executive at my father's company. I figured it would be kind of convenient to live with my folks.
How about we make it a weekend-only marriage? We're living at my house right now. We can get back to living like we did before we got married. I live here at my folks' place, you with yours, and we get together on weekends, no problem.
Are you serious? Why even stay married then? If we're married, I want us to live together, not just weekends.
You want me to live with your folks, you do realize I run a company, right? If something happens, my priority is to think of the company first and foremost. I have employees and they have their families is to take care of. As for your family, I can help out financially, but I can't look after them at all the time. We talked about this.
Yeah, I know, but if you love me, I want you to, care about them too. I know, maybe I'm being a little unreasonable. It's just that...
Come on, Mark. You know I love you. I wouldn't be marrying you if I didn't. And about your folks, I think highly of them. But my feelings for them and my work are completely different. Besides, both your parents are still working, right? And another thing, your younger brother and his family are living there too. How am I supposed to work full-time and also do household work? It's just not possible right now. Your brother's wife, Mary, will end up having to do most of the work. I'm sure she has her hands full as it is. If I live there and not help with the chores, even though I help out financially, just doesn't sit well with me. You know what I mean?
Don't worry about Marie. She loves to do housework and cook. It's almost like a hobby with her.
Really? Every time I go there, she seems kind of tired out. Didn't seem like she was enjoying any kind of hobby. Another thing I noticed was that your parents are always pretty well dressed, but Mary is always in, I wouldn't say rags, but close to it. Which kind of got me thinking, she's not being bullied in any way, is she?
Are you serious? Of course not! I've been living in the same house as her for 5 years. And I've never witnessed such a thing. How could you even think that?
Yeah, right. Sorry. Of course your folks would never do such thing. They've always seemed kind and considerate.
That's right. And Marie is a bit unusual. She said she has no interest in fashion.
Oh yeah? Anyway, about living there with you guys, that's on hold, okay? If you're so adamant about us living there, I need a pretty good reason or I'm not going to agree, just so you know.
Boy, you really are stubborn.
You should be grateful I'm even considering it.
Alright. I'll figure something out. You need a good reason. I'll find one.
I'm sorry to contact you so late. This is about you guys living with us. Are you still up?
Oh, hi Mary. No problem, what's up? Pretty late. Been working late? Sorry I contacted you earlier out of the blue. I guess you were tired up.
No problem. I was sort of busy with work and household chores. I wanted to contact you earlier.
I see. Are you okay? You're not overworked or anything, are you?
I'm fine. Pretty used to it by now. About you guys living here, Mark said that he wants you to live here with us soon. I really don't think you should go through with it.
Huh? Excuse me? What do you mean? Can you elaborate if you don't mind?
I'll explain, but could you not tell Mark that I talked to you about this? I'd appreciate it.
Yes, of course. Besides, I contacted you without Mark's knowledge anyway.
I came to this house about 5 years ago, as you probably know. Ever since then, I've been working non-stop, and no days off at all, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I came here with a reasonable amount of savings, but that's all gone, and I'm running the company all by myself. When I first arrived, the company was in the red for quite some time. They were barely making payments every month and was on the verge of bankruptcy. And as for the household chores and cooking, I'm responsible for all of it. Everyone in this family, even my husband, they don't help out at all. I'm just a slave to them.
Whoa, hold it right there, Mary. Are you serious? Is that why you're always wearing those clothes? I heard that you were just not interested in fashion.
I just don't have the money to buy any nice clothes. That's why. I've been wearing the same clothes for the last 5 years. I couldn't afford to buy anything new ever since I arrived here. But the other family members seem to be indulging themselves. I'm sure you've noticed.
That's no environment to be in. I urge you to get out right now. I know, let me talk to Mark about this. He'll know what to do.
There is no escape. I'm stuck here. There's nobody out there that will help me. I'm a slave for life. As for Mark, he's seen the predicament I'm in. After all, we've been living under the same roof for 5 years. He's well aware of my situation. He's part of this family.
That can't be right. Mark is not like that. He's a bit timid, but he's kind and considerate. And about me living there with them, I figured his mom was nagging him about it.
That's all a front. Mark is only acting kind and considerate. You may not believe me, but
What is it?
I heard that you lost your parents a while back. They find people in situations like yours, create an environment where you have nowhere else to go, and entrap you and use you as they please. That's what they did to me, and they succeeded for 5 years, so they figured they needed another slave. Actually, I heard them talking about it. And you also own your own company. I'm sure that once you move in with them, they take everything, rob you blind.
But you still have a chance. I urge you to cut all ties. Get away from these people as soon as possible.
I'll be okay. I've given up any hope of escape.
No, you can't be serious. I can't leave you there all alone. Let's escape together.
That's good and all, but there's nowhere else to escape to. Even if you go to the police, they will do nothing. They'll just say it's a family matter and nothing will be done.
Well, in that case, I help you escape.
Huh? Seriously?
If you had not confided in me, I would have moved in with you. You saved me from grief. Now it's my turn to save you. Even if I didn't end up living with him, they may have found a way to rip me off. I'm sure of it. You were there for 5 long years. Thanks for warning me about them. So don't worry, Mary. You're in luck. I'm on your side, and we'll figure out how to get out of this awful mess.
Carol, are you being straight with me? Do you really believe what I'm telling you?
I always thought it was sort of strange. I don't know how to pout this, but you just seemed so out of place there. When I ask Mark, he never really gives me a straight answer. And the fact that he keeps breaking his promise and insisting that we all live under one roof, I started to get suspicious. So when you told me about this, I was actually not all surprised. Besides, if I don't believe you, how am I supposed to rescue you, right?
I have a confession to make, Carol. I was thinking that if you did eventually move in, my life would become a bit easier. That they would focus on you, and it would ease my pain. I'm sorry.
Then why didn't you tell me the truth? Why did you warn me?
Well, when you came to the house those few times, you were so kind to me. Nobody has ever been so kind to me for so long. I was just so happy that someone out there cared for me. That's when I realized that nobody else should endure such pain, that this should end with me.
You're a strong and intelligent woman, that's for sure. I want you to pay back for telling me the truth about them. I'm going to get you out of there. I guess we are not very good at picking guys, but we are way better than those people. Let's put our heads together and give them a taste of their own medicine. What you say?
Hey, Carol, it's you, isn't it? I know it's you. You're protecting Marie, am I right?
Protecting Mary? What are you talking about?
Don't act like you don't know. Marie is nowhere to be found. Everyone at home is frantically looking for her. You're harboring her. I know you are. Marie has no close family and no close friends. You're the only one that she would go to. Oh yeah, and you changed the keys on your house. Now why would you do that? My keys no longer work. I couldn't get in last night. I had to stay over at my folks' place. You're the only one she would go to. That's ample proof you have her. Am I right?
Yeah, that's right. And that means you know perfectly well why I'm protecting her. I almost fell for your dirty trick, Mark.
Dirty trick? What are you talking about? It's you that's being tricked, Carol. Don't you realize that? Marie is mentally deranged. She's had mental problems ever since she arrived 5 years ago. Don't go believing everything she says. She's making all of it up.
That's my decision whether I believe her or not. I had no intention of relying on your financial support, so I had no interest about how your family company was doing. But it looks like the company is not doing very well. But when I met you at the business party last year, you were all decked out in an expensive suit, and that Rolex, how much did that cost? You bought all that with money borrowed through Mary's name? Is that true? You're really pathetic, Mark. I wasn't smart either, coned by the likes of you.
I bought that suit myself, and I've had that watch for ages.
Then why is Mary always dressed in complete rags? Can you answer that? She says she's just like any other woman. She loves fashion and even wants to go to a hairstylist one of these days. Why did you lie about all that? You even said that house chores was her hobby. Were you serious?
So you're going to believe someone like Marie, who you hardly even know, and not me, your husband? You've completely lost your marbles, Carol!
Lost my marbles? It's your family that's crazy. You approached me knowing full well that I had no family, my parents passed years ago, and that I owned my own company, The Perfect Pre. But I'm sorry to disappoint you, I may not have a family, but I have plenty of friends and employees that respect me and would do anything for me. You picked on the wrong person, buddy. Oh, by the way, our marriage is over. I filed for divorce today.
Well, so be it! You turned out to be just another no-good bimbo with money! It was a big mistake marrying you anyway. I'm glad I can get rid of you. And thanks for getting rid of the debt-ridden little floozy you're harboring. Saved us the trouble of getting rid of her. We're already planning to find another perfect woman for our needs. We don't need a couple of losers. Marie's served her purpose. Good riddance to her. But I expect something in return, that I get my share of your assets. I have the right to all the savings in your account. We were married after all.
A wolf in sheep's clothing, finally revealing your fangs. Oh, and about Mary, I'm going to demand that you pay her compensation for all the years that you guys abused her. My lawyers are working on the details, so be on the lookout for that. As for our joint account, well, that was like for 2 months or so, not much there, so do as you like. Most of it will probably be gone by the time you pay of Mary.
Why do I even have to pay compensation to her? She's not my wife!
You said it yourself, Mark. You said she was mentally unstable. So I had a psychiatrist examine her, and it seems she was affected by all the abuse your family reaped on her. Mentally, she's sound, but emotionally, that's another story. I have a full report from the doctor that examined her. To make a long story short, she's suing you and your family for emotional distress. Did you know that you can get compensation for stuff like that? I had no idea.
There's no proof that we caused her to become emotionally unstable!
Why do you think I'm divorcing you? You really think I didn't do a little preparation before deciding to divorce you? I had Mary record as much conversation as she could while she was at your house. When we deemed it etiquette, I got her out of there and over to my place. Bet you had no idea. I heard all the recordings, and there was plenty there. Your family talking about me and how you guys were going to rob me blind and enslave me. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys even saw some jail time. Oh yeah, and one more thing. I'm going to have a friend at a major magazine to publish all this, so this never happens again. And I really wouldn't do anything stupid going forward.
Excuse me? Are you out of your frigging mind? Magazine? What magazine would write about some boring family? You make us sound like the Manson family or something.
Do you really run a company, Mark? You really should keep up with the times. Magazines are hand up for stories. Their sales have dropped. Everyone is reading stuff online. Most major magazines will write a story if we pay them enough. We could spruce it up any way we want. Give it a title like, let's see, I was a slave for 5 years or something like that. Or maybe The Evil Family. That would draw plenty of readers.
You're really going to go that far, huh? But I know you. You won't do anything. You'll just end up hurting your own business. That's what you're most concerned about anyway.
Oh, I will go through with it. You can count on it. As a matter of fact, I really met with the chief editor. If I can help more girls, it's money well spent. The whole world will probably not even hear about it, but if enough people in the community read about it, well, you can imagine the backlash, I'm sure. Long as people in the neighborhood read about it, I'm fine with that.
Do you get a kick out of making me and my family suffer? I didn't think you were such a despicable person, Carol. You know what? I really feel sorry for you.
Please don't give me that. Playing the victim now? After all those years of treating Mary like a slave, stealing all her money, I've always believed I was an honorable person. If someone threatens me, I threaten them right back. If someone gives me respect, I respect them back. That's all I have to say to you, Mark.
Come on, Carol. It's not if I treated Marie that way because I wanted to. My folks made me do it. I had no way to refuse. You know how they are.
I'm glad that there's even a tiny bit of remorse left in you.
Does that mean you're going to forgive me? Let's start over. What do you say?
Sorry, that's not gonna fly. After the divorce goes through, show me that you're really sorry and do the right thing. If you really love me as you say, you wouldn't have a problem. First off, about Mary, a lawyer drew up all the papers and her divorce went through without a hitch. The recordings certainly helped. And with all the evidence, she was able to get a fair amount of compensation for the years of abuse she endured. Mark was able to get half of our savings account and few joint assets, and with all that money the family paid Mary her due. I doubt there was much left for Mark. Mary continued with her meeting with her doctor and gradually seemed to be recovering from her emotional trauma. Currently, she's staying with me and I told her she should just relax, but she insisted on helping me around the house. She even helped me with my business. I can never forgive that family for abusing and traumatizing such a kind and considerate woman like Mary. The ordeal with Mark's family made it into the magazine and they were the talk of the town, in a totally negative way, of course. It seems the company went bankrupt and their house was foreclosed. That magazine article really tore the family apart, it seems. I heard that they all went their separate ways. They've always relied on each other for survival, and now the family is no more. I wonder how they will survive. I'm pretty certain they're not leading such a joyous life. Some other family is living there right now. As for all the family members, they sort of disappeared into the night, kind of fighting for them. As for Mary and I, we're currently living together and to be honest, really enjoying ourselves. This house my folks left me is way too big for me alone. Anyway, it's as if I inherited a young sister. For a while, I was a bit depressed, figured I was just not fit for marriage. But I was able to rescue Mary because I was married to Mark. That's something, isn't it?